Hi guys, this is Shay and I'm based today at the 71st Cannes Film Festival. I'm really delighted to say that I am joined by actress, model and L'Oreal ambassador. Mahira Khan is joining me for a chat. Mahira, it's a pleasure to have you with me.
Thank you so much, Shay.
I have to start off by welcoming you to Cannes Film Festival. This is your first ever Cannes.
Yes,
How has the experience been for you?
It's been amazing, and thank you for welcoming me. You're the first interview that I'm giving. So yeah, I've just sort of stepped out right to you. So thank you. It's exciting,
yes.
But it's a bit overwhelming. A little bit, you know. What are you going to wear? What are you going to do? I think everybody around you just makes it so much of a big deal. But I'm very grateful. I'm so happy I'm here.
Now, AsianCultureVulture.com actually just covered you at the UK Asian Film Festival.
Yes.
And it's great to now see you here at Cannes. It's a whole different ball game, of course.
Is.
I mean, as we're doing this interview right now, we're surrounded by people.
Yes.
How important was it for you to come on board and be a L'Oreal ambassador firstly, is what I've got to start off by asking.
Well, like we all know what L'Oreal stands for. Me in particular, you know, when we get brands, you know, we're actors, we sign up in certain brands we don't. It's our preference, our choice.
Yes.
But I remember very clearly, to be very honest, being in Paris and we were shooting for the commercial, and it is after the commercial when I met everybody, when I met the team, you know, and there was so much information that was given to me, things that I saw, things that as consumers or as audience we don't see, because we just see, okay, it's L'Oreal, it's a beauty product, but what it stands for, I remember sitting there in that meeting and being like, wow, this is a big deal, you know, I'm part of something which is huge, you know. And then all these actors or all these talented people that they take coming together. So I think that's when I realized, I was like, ooh, this is nice and this is going to be good. So I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Now, I have to talk to you about the fact that, you know, coming to Cannes is not only for yourself important, but of course for Pakistan as well. Having, you know, essentially what I think a lot of your fans feel is a representative, if we can, you know, call you that. How important is it for you to take time out of your otherwise very busy schedule to come here to not only be an ambassador, but then, you know, showcase the fact that Pakistan, it's doing really, really well and you're a part of that?
I think that's very important. I mean, I think L'Oreal Pakistan has done this for me, and I think they've done this for the country. And we will realize this in time, you know, maybe not now, but we will realize this. And I keep talking about this, that it's all about, yes, it is all about now, but so much of it is about the legacy, you know. There are times when I'm choosing things and I'm like, this will be hard today, but 10 years from now, I'll be like, I did it and I survived it. So just like that, for L'Oreal Pakistan to push for this, for them to do this, and for me to be here, it's huge for Pakistan. And what it does is, like you said, we're all ambassadors. When we leave our countries, we become ambassadors of our country, especially if we are on public platforms. So what it does is, for people outside, they're able to see another side to what they might perceive it to be. And I think that's very important.
Now, I think, you know, when you talk about that, you can tell you take, you know, your role not only as an actor very seriously, but as an ambassador really seriously as well. You just mentioned there, sometimes you make difficult decisions, and I think it's, you know, really clear to say that when you look at your career, you've done that as well, where maybe other actresses would not. You know, one of my favourites has to be Verna, and at that period of time, very controversial film. You are, you know, Mahira Khan, when we say the name Mahira Khan, known for choosing roles that otherwise could not only be seen as controversial, but also may kind of take you down a different path. How important is it for you to be able to do that as an actor?
Well, let me first tell you something, and I speak for all my female co-actors. They're all, if not more, risk-taking than I am.
Right.
You know, no, it's true. You know, so if it would be wrong for me to wear that mantle and be like, I'm the only one. No, they all are. You know, and they're just, their choices are amazing. Of course, when it comes to Verna, I think everyone was a bit maybe surprised, or even with Maula Jat, it's because, you know, you're getting all these fun commercial films where you can, and then I thought, no, I need to go for something like this. I read it and I was like, this is it. I think I need to do this. And I knew it was tricky. I knew that it's not like Shoaib Mansoor's old films. This is going to be different. It does not have that, you know, commercial feel to it. It's a one-track story. It's about a rape victim. It's not just about, it doesn't just talk about abuse. It talks about the politics of the country.
Yes.
It talks about religion. It touches all the sensitive topics which one sort of wants to stay away from.
Yeah.
And I thought, let's do this. Let's not stay away from it.
And, you know, even in 2018, some of those topics are so relevant and prevalent even
absolutely.
now. You know, internationally, everyone's already been, you know, there's been a lot of focus with regards to the Me Too campaign. But what I think is very interesting for someone like yourself is you've been talking and been vocal about, you know, women's rights, gender equality for many, many years. And, you know, this year, if you were to look at Cannes, it's fantastic to see.
It's amazing.
Absolutely, just the amount, an array of talent that's here, but also women that are coming.
Yes.
Is that really important for you to continue that conversation, even when, let's say, it's not so popular in mainstream media to talk about gender equality, women's rights?
Right. Well, see, so that's the thing. I feel that so it's a great thing that it's become popular, right? Because what happens is, I mean, and we all talk about it. I'm sure you speak about it because it's a daily conversation now, because it's popular and it's trendy, or it's just something that's current, and that's a good thing. You know, when people say that, oh, everyone's joining this bandwagon or everyone's coming on. It's a great thing because it's a good bandwagon to join. It's a good trend, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's continue good trends. But yes, I think it's important that we are consistent with this trend, that we talk about it not passively. I consider myself a passive activist. I'm not an active activist. Just because I tweet something doesn't make me active. I'm passively fighting a cause. But so I think we need to actively fight for it. What that means is, it doesn't mean you go out on the roads or you take up, you know, it doesn't mean that big either. It just means on a daily basis, you start recognizing where the problem lies and try to fix it. Because people like me, you, all of us here, we're in positions of power.
Yes.
So that's our responsibility, I feel. And yeah, I think it's very important to talk about it and continue to talk about it.
There's another element that I must touch on with you, Mahira,
Sure.
and I think, you know, we don't get to discuss this enough. I'm a new mum. I have a 7-month-old baby, and you know, of course, for many within Pakistan, they see you not only as this leading actress, L'Oreal ambassador, looking stunning all the time, but you yourself are a working mum as well. How important is it for you to kind of find that balance? You know, because when you're constantly working, you're also balancing and being there as a woman and as a mum as well.
I was just telling my makeup artist, actually, I was like, you know, he has elocution, and I don't want, usually I don't miss, I try not to miss anything in school, you know, the important stuff. But this, I mean, these dates were given to me before the elocution dates, so I was like, oh God. But you know, we talk. This is something that I talk about a lot, and I talk about it openly.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I feel it's personal, it's mine, you know. But I do think it's very important that I talk about it, just because people should know that about me, and they do. I mean, I've had fans who have seen me through it all. Yeah. Seen my pregnancy, seen me give birth, seen my child grow up, seen me grow up with that, you know, all my lines, everything. So they've grown up with me. And so I think it's like everything else. I think this is probably the most important part of my life, and I talk about it. It's difficult because sometimes you just you don't want to. You want to rush back home, you know, you want to go back home. And if you are someone like me, or even you, where without us, a set will stop, you know. So if I leave, I know that hundreds of people on that set will stop working, you know. Yeah. So then there's that struggle, that I'll be like, okay guys, 1 hour, okay, I'll be back. And I know in that 1 hour, everybody is just sitting and like,
waiting.
Yeah. So I have that pressure. But you prioritize. Absolutely. You lose the things that you're meant to lose for greater good.
I have to say, Mahira, from previous interviews that we've seen even in London as well, you are somebody as an actor who's very open, you know, about most topics. You don't shy away from discussing most things. What I would like to talk to you about, if I can, just for a moment,
sure.
Being here in Cannes, is you have so many fans in Pakistan, but of course across the border, so many fans in India
100%,
as well, who are following your career, but also the projects that you're doing outside of acting. What do you want to say to those Indian fans, some of which are really dying to see you back in India?
Well, you know, all my Indian fans, they know this. I love them so much. Some of my most special fans are from India.
Yes.
I have gotten presents from them via Muscat, via this, and we're like opening this, and I'm like, how is this coming to us?
Amazing.
So it's amazing. And some of my closest friends are in India, you know. And I speak about the crew that I met there, and my old college friends as well. So to all of them, they know that I love them. They also know that it's just unfortunate what has happened, you know. Otherwise, I think collaborations between India and Pakistan would be amazing. I think it would be beautiful. You know, we make some amazing content. We also have some great talent and artists and musicians, for instance, stuff like that. And they are a whole, you know, industry full of talented people. So imagine the collaboration. It would be amazing. But you know, time is such that.
What would you say to those individuals? Because, you know, you are such a positive role model, I think. And even now when you're talking about those, you know, relations, whether they're race relations or country relations, we're neighbours at the end of the day. How do you maintain and stay so positive? Because I think that is something that a lot of fans, whether it's across the border in India or in Pakistan, do look to individuals like yourself. You know, you mentioned earlier on you're here in L'Oreal representing Pakistan, but you're always so positive. Even with those relations, how do you manage to stay so positive?
Well, I'd be lying if I said that I don't feel, you know, not negative, but there are times where I'm bogged down, where I don't like certain situations, where I feel like, oh, why is it like this? And I have strong opinions, you know, so there are times where I'm like, why is this happening? Why is he doing this? Or why? And I say, or even for myself, I'm hard on myself as well. But you know what, when I come out and I'm talking to you, at the end of the day, it's 80% good, you know? And I think we need to start highlighting the good. I feel this about me back home. I say this often, you know, I meet young actors and stuff like this, and I always tell them, I'm like, look, don't ever speak about your co-actors or colleagues or your peers in a bad way.
Right.
And if you must, you don't need to, but if you must speak about anybody, let it be to lift them up.
Right.
Or don't. Just don't. Leave it. Either talk about the good or then just don't talk. Because you see, I mean, I'll tell you something which I don't know, you don't need to add this, but on my Twitter, for the last week or something, for about 10 days, for some reason, I don't know why, but there was a lot of trolling, there was a lot of, and I was just like, what's going on, you know, what is this? And then after a while I started going through my old tweets and I realized that I used to be here for the love.
Right.
But I've stopped looking at the love because I just choose to look at all of this. So I'm just going to shift and look at this and build it up. Because the more you talk about something, the more it's just like the trends we were talking about. You know, so you've got to push for the positive.
Listen, Mahira, it's been such a pleasure having a chat with you, and I think that's the perfect way to end the interview, but it would be wrong of me not to ask you just finally, as we are at Cannes Film Festival, what's the next project that we can see you in, that we can look forward to?
I thought you were going to ask me, who do you want to see?
Well, we've got Mahira, why would we want to see anyone else?
No, I want to meet Kate Blanchett.
Oh, she is fantastic.
She is fantastic, so what are the next projects?
Yes.
I am doing a comedy for the first time in my career.
Wow.
Yes, and so it's going to be out in a month.
Are you nervous, excited? Because as I say, you're known as, you know, very much the
intense. Yeah, so I am nervous because, you know, when I am funny kind of in real life, but on paper, like when I read the dialogues, I was just like, what am I going to do with this? Because all I know is.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I can sing and dance, but just comic timing. So that's coming out. And then I'm doing Mola Jat, which is in Punjabi.
Brilliant.
And I don't know a word, Punjabi, but I don't know a word of Punjabi. So I had to learn it. And then, so it's two very risky projects.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing both of them. Mahira, a real pleasure having you with us today.
Same.
And as you just mentioned, your first ever time in Cannes, so this will go down in history, and we've got it.
Does. It goes down in history.
Well, thank you so very much. Mahira Khan, Shay here for AsianCultureVulture.com.
Thank you.